District. The area's also suffered greater losses due to COVID than most other parts of Oakland, and there are growing concerns about gun violence and deteriorating public safety. Tonight's the first of two public safety summits hosted by the Unity Council and Councilman Noel Gaia. We welcome the CEO of the Unity Council, Chris Iglesias, to the 9 to talk about what is coming our way. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Iglesias.
The Unity Council is such an important group. You've been doing good work in the Fruitvale for 50+ years. You're a social equity development corporation. What does that mean?
We're heavily involved in the community. We're community development. We're community-based. We've been in the Fruitvale for about 59 years now, and we are real estate developers. We are little human developers with our Head Start and early Head Start programs. Workforce development programs. We have a big partnership with Oakland Unified School District. We work with a lot of the newcomer students.
This is so comprehensive. This is health, this is wellness, this is safety, this is emotional, social well-being, this is everything. We have to start with crime, as so often we do in major urban cities like Oakland. What's the state of crime in the Fruitvale District? Did I read that there have been shootings every other day in the Fruitvale recently?
No, I think that's probably maybe like every other month or something.
Okay, every other month. Because when I read that, I thought, wait a minute now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it feels like what we're dealing with is like 3 pandemics. Yeah. So obviously COVID-19, and then the civil unrest of 2020 with the killings of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and the impact that it had on a lot of areas, especially Oakland.
A lot of destruction.
A lot of destruction, yes. A lot of challenges. And then I think since then it's just kind of been ongoing violence and vandalism, right? And I think a lot of people are suffering in the community, and it kind of manifests itself in different ways. So we've just kind of seen this, constant challenges around public safety, and it's had, obviously a big impact on the Fruitvale and other parts of East Oakland. So we're not alone, but I think what we're trying to do is bring together local leaders, OPD, BART Police, the sheriff, to really think about holistic ways that we could address this.
And those groups will be there at tonight's meeting?
Yes. Yeah.
The Unity Council hired a 24-hour armed security for the Fruitvale District. Is more police, more officers the answer?
Well, we don't think so, and that was a really, really tough decision for us to make. That was the last thing we wanted to do because that's not our business. But I think just some of the challenges that we were having, the village, the transit village is doing what it's supposed to do. It is really a village. You have hundreds of high school students, you have Head Start families, you have La Clinica, and you have
restaurants.
Great
restaurants. A lot of tourists head there. Yep.
Yeah. So, and I think that's all working and it's great. But I think the challenge is just some of the public safety challenges. So we had to make the decisions about a year ago to, just increase security guards, which is not what we normally do, and it's definitely helped, but it's not the solution. We know that's not the long-term solution.
What do you want to hear from people who show up at tonight's meeting? People who live in the Fruitvale, who own businesses there? Yeah,
well, I think there's a lot of fear, but I think we're hearing a lot of really good ideas already.
Give me a couple.
Okay, so one of them, East 12th, runs right through the transit village. I think one of the things that we've been thinking about, and we've been talking to Councilmember Gaia for years, is closing that. At least
pedestrian only?
Pedestrian only, at least during the day, right? And that way we could put the farmers market in there, so it could be much more centered around food security, highlighting the restaurants, and making it more of a kind of a focusing on people and not cars, right? So I think that's one of the things that has popped up.
For people who say, how do today's problems in the Fruitvale District relate back to COVID? Many people think COVID is over. Can we just go over briefly some of the intense losses that the Fruitvale suffered for the past 3+ years?
Yeah. No, it's been a very challenging 3 years. I think when you look at the Fruitvale, when you look at East Oakland, it's really the land of like the essential worker. That's where all the workers,
restaurants, hotels, medical,
Yeah, we never stopped working, right? Even that the Fruitvale BART station was the busiest BART station during COVID because that's where most of the essential workers got on. So, we're essential workers. All of our partners are essential workers supporting that community. And I think now is the time to kind of reinvest in that community because of the challenge that it's had. There's still major issues around food security or food insecurity, housing, obviously, getting folks back to work. So there's a lot of opportunities, but yes, the Fruitvale and East Oakland was hit very, very hard by COVID.
I know the Unity Council's been doing this work for a long time, but over the 3 years of the pandemic, it was incredible to me how Oaklanders stepped up and helped their fellow Oaklanders. Is that still happening as well?
I think we've seen some of the most amazing acts of humanity that I've ever seen, right? From our staff, from many of our partners, whether it's like Clinica, Tribe, Homies, you name it. I mean, everybody's really stepped up. Just doing whatever they could to take care of folks in the community.
Yeah. All right, we'll hear more about it tonight. I appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you, Iglesias.
Let's get more people to the forum tonight, the first of 2 public safety summits from 5 to 7. It's at the San Antonio Senior Center in Oakland. If you live, work, visit, or have interest in the Fruitvale District, here is your invitation. Coming up on